Now speaking under Council Procedure Rule 24.1, Councillor Crowe-Brown.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to draw to the Planning Committee's attention there is still no revised plan submitted by the applicant that shows the extent of the new boundary for the site. My question is, how can the committee just decide on something when they do not know the area where it applies to? We need to know what the boundary is supposed to be, otherwise any planning approval without a boundary gives carte blanche for any owner to do what they like if approval is given for their application. In terms of consultation with the CAA, what questions were asked and was the officer qualified from an aviation point of view? Moreover, were questions comprehensive enough to cover not only the proposed building modifications but also aircraft movements on the taxiway and adjacent hard standings, including aircraft hazardous jet wash? As one of the village ward councillors, I wish to remind the committee Minster Parish Council strongly object to the change of use for site concerned and further considers the site should be left for aviation purposes. I request that this application be refused.
Thank you very much, Councillor Crowe-Brown. Now speaking under Council Procedure Rule 24.1 is Councillor Heddon-Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I still see that there is still no evidence that the CAA have been fully consulted and have approved the proposed development. This alone should be grounds for at least further deferral. I have to ask, why has this been brought back to committee before this has been done? Based on the very poor drawings, it appears that Building 870, when increased in size, in line with the consent being sought, will be 6 metres higher than Hangar 6. If a straight line is drawn from the Telus radar, it would penetrate the proposed enlarged Building 870, and as a consequence, the radar's operation would be seriously compromised. In my view, the reality is that no self-respecting airport operator would permit the development. The DFE, direction finding equipment, is still in operation, and the MOD recently reminded the present owners of their obligation to continue its operation. This is why the recent notum, advising of discontinuance, was quietly withdrawn. If they'd been allowed to discontinue the DFE, it would have created a hole in the MOD's radar coverage over Kent and the Channel. Having regard to all of the other objections and the amount of time that has been wasted on this, not to mention that it is my opinion that this application should not ever have been allowed to progress in the first place, given the current policy regarding the council revisiting the potential CPO of the airport and the status of this land as an airport in the 2006 local plan, not forgetting that the 2006 local plan remains current. This is actually further confirmed by the planning officer in attendance at the meeting of 19th August, where Ian Livingston stated, any development must not prejudice the potential operation of the airport. I believe that this application has had more than enough time erroneously expended upon it, and that it should be rejected outright, as should have been the case when it was first submitted to the planning department. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Smith.